Hi guys, it's April Henry again, back with another video of writing tips. This is my 15th day of doing them at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and then posting them on my YouTube channel, April Henry, which is called April Henry, or my website, aprilhenry.com. Today is Friday. I'm going to do an Ask Me Anything, but in case you don't have anything to ask me, I'm also going to go through some tools that might help you write. And my t-shirt today is another YM rash guard. It's a very fancy one. And I think originally it sold for something like $600. I don't know that anyone ever bought them at the price. I bought it for like 30 when they went out of business. So, but I think it's by a famous tattoo artist. Anyway, here are some things that I use to help me write. And I would encourage you getting them if for the things that you can buy through an independent bookstore like AnnieBlooms.com or Powell's.com. One of the things I like is called the Writer's Emergency Pack. And this is by a screenwriter named John August. And so the idea is if you are stuck in your plot, you can pull out one of these cards. Like this says, visit beautiful, travel anywhere. And a change of scenery can do wonders. Take your hero somewhere new. So it gives you some, maybe some kind of prod or nudge that can help you when you feel stuck. Another thing that I like to use, which you can get on eBay, people who have been around in this world for a while might remember these NeoSmarts, which is kind of like a really primitive computer. Hey, George, good morning. So the NeoSmart, you cannot really do any corrections. You can hardly see anything that you're typing. But I have used this when I'm really stuck to write for like 10 minutes because I can't edit. I can only write, and then you connect it up to your computer and it uploads it. You can buy them for pretty cheap on eBay. I think I've gotten my NeoSmart for like 20 bucks. Another thing that you can use, and this is coming off of some advice from a Holly Lyle, a writing instructor that I really like, is to use a book of tarot cards when you're stuck. Not like actual tarot cards, but you pull it out, a card. I have no idea how to actually read tarot cards, but here's one called the Hermit. And so you would say this card is for, so tells me something about my character, and then you pull out another card, and I don't know what this is really, and this would tell you about their objective, and the third one would tell you about the obstacle, which in this case is the High Priestess. So you would stare at these cards and start writing about your character, their obstacle, their objective, and sometimes what you see in the cards helps you think of something. Like, for example, the High Priestess is a woman, and that was the obstacle. So maybe the obstacle in your character's life isn't a guy like you were thinking, but is actually a woman. On eBay, I will often get used textbooks for people who are going into criminology. So if you're writing a mystery or thriller, just go buy like an old edition of Techniques of Crime Scene Investigation or Practical Crime Scene Processing and Investigation. Yes, they're not 100% current, but they will give you a lot of ideas, and you can get the old ones for fairly cheap on eBay. Here's a couple of books I like for teenagers and or younger writers. One is Gail Carson Levine's Writing Magic. It's a great book for teens, and it's a pretty good book for adults too. Another book I like is from a Scholastic book called Cliffhanger Writing Prompts. This is actually written by Teresa Kepplinger, who is a Portland author. So what it will have is it will have a little story and an illustration, and then it ends like with the character opening a box, and you have to continue writing about what's in that box. Cliffhanger Writing Prompts is great if you have kids at home right now that are stuck writing. It will give them a doorway into their imagination. Here's a book I just like in general for if you're writing crime, Forensics for Dummies by Doug Lyle, MD. He is Lyle. He is very supportive of other writers and even has, for a long time, has had a thing where you could email him a specific question. He's also active on the IO group that's on Google called Crime Scene Writers. So you can ask him questions there. But Forensics for Dummies, great book for those of us who are writing thrillers. I always keep articles that I've seen that I think, wow, that could make a good story. This article is from 1991 because I'm old. Teenage stepmom goes from textbooks to stovetop. So it's about this girl who was she was the babysitter for a family of a lot of kids, and I think sort of probably a weird religion. And the mom died in childbirth, and then the dad married her. So, and she was, I believe she's only 16, and the oldest kid was like 14. So, no idea how this one turned out. Probably not well, but keep a file full of fodder. And here's another thing that you could get at Powell's or AnnieBlooms.com, the Storymatic. So it has red cards, and the red cards might just have something like the word parade. And the yellow cards have something about a person. This one says organ recipient. So if you're looking for ideas of places to have your story take place, or a character to have in your book, the Storymatic is a great little tool. Another thing for prompts for both teenagers and adults and children is this amazing story generator. I kind of use the idea, it's not a new idea, in my writing prompts that I have on my website. So it has 3 different sections, and you turn to it. Like this one says, during the hottest summer on record, a disgruntled nanny joins the first manned mission to Mars. It'll give you something to write about. Another one, while dog-sitting, a North Korean scientist is stalked by a jealous admirer. And finally, my last little thing that you can use to help you in your writing, and this is from my very first published book. It's on a opened up Cub Foods bag, which now is Winco. But here's an idea for brainstorming. My first published book was called Circles of Confusion. I've had my 25th book is coming out in July now, and so I knew I wanted to write a book about a character who finds what may or may not be a long lost Vermeer. So I put in the center, find painting, and then I started brainstorming off of it to ask myself what other things could happen. Like one of the things says with Nazi stuff, one says shows to neighbor, shows to art professor. One of many stolen by the Nazis. And then from each one, more ideas branch off. This is a great way to brainstorm if you don't want to be really linear and you want to kind of tap into your creativity. So those are some of the tools that I use to write. Again, encourage you to look for them at powells.com or annieblooms.com. Powell's is able right now to employ 100 people full-time packing orders, and they have benefits. So let's try and keep some of our bookstore employees employed. And I see you guys on Monday. I can't remember what I'm talking about then. I think writing violence. So you have a great day, and I'm off to the grocery store to risk my life. So talk to you later. Bye-bye.